Hey, how's it going? It's Carl, aka Carl Drum Tech. I'm here right now in Beverly Hills at Roxbury Park, and I've been here before. It's a nice, convenient place for me to do my videos just because it's so close to my work. And behind me, it's basically a sculpture here at the park called The Conversation. And today I want to talk about something that was inspired by a question that came in regards to this individual having trouble, performing without getting nervous. All right. So I'm sure a lot of us, if not all of us, can relate to nervousness when we're getting ready to perform or do something that requires us to be, excellent, and requires us to be accurate, and requires us to show everybody what we've done in terms of like how we practiced and how we prepared for this moment. Now, obviously in marching band and drumline, when we get ready to do the competitions, there's going to be a sense of nervousness no matter what. We're going to feel like anxious, and we're going to feel like, holy crap, I don't want to mess up. So therefore you kind of get scared, right? It's like, right before you get on, you get the butterflies, you get the shakes, you get, like just that feeling of uneasiness, right? Definitely different from what you normally feel if you were just practicing, or if you didn't have an audience, or if you weren't judged. Now, the thing I told this person is that if you are indeed feeling nervous, the first thing you got to do is make sure that you allow yourself to be nervous. Now, I'm sure there's a lot of, thought in terms of just like, if you do feel nervous, you should find a way to stop it, or you should find a way to, think about something else, or whatever the case may be. But I just think that, and what I've learned is that whatever you resist will persist. So let me say that again. Whatever you resist will persist. So what I'm trying to say is basically, if you do feel nervous and you just try to stop it, you just straight up just say, I will not be nervous, and try to like think of ways to like stop it, it's just gonna continue to be there. And I've definitely been in situations where I've been nervous and I'm like, I don't want to be nervous right now, can we stop this? And it's like, it never works. You're always still gonna feel nervous no matter what. So the best thing you can do is just to allow yourself to be nervous. This is a normal thing. Like I said, right? It's like whenever we're getting ready to do something that we have to do with excellence, we have to show people like what we've done to prepare and to practice, and basically, and if we're being judged, like we want to put our best foot forward, and we're scared that we're not going to do that. So that feeling of nervousness, that feeling of apprehension, that feeling of fear, right, is totally normal. This is totally normal to the human, condition, and there's really nothing we can do to stop it. Now, what you can do is reframe that feeling into something more positive that's gonna help you. So what do I mean by reframing? So basically you're just gonna change your perspective on exactly what it is you're feeling. So instead of saying that you feel nervous, right? So those same butterflies, those same, jitters, those same like, feeling of uneasiness, you're gonna interpret that as a feeling of excitement. That makes sense, right? You're gonna perform, you're getting ready to do a show. There's a big crowd, you're gonna be judged, you're going to feel excited, right? So this is definitely nothing out of the ordinary. So it makes sense that you change your interpretation of nervousness to something of excitement, like you're excited to perform. You can't wait to get in front of that audience. You can't wait to, prove to the judges that you're worthy of a certain score, or whatever the case may be, right? And just like give it your all. So that those shakes, those jitters, that feeling of apprehension is you're actually just excited and you're pumped. So that is one way you can use that nervousness to something that is advantageous to you. Now, what's another thing you can do to help not stop nervousness, but kind of help to manage nervousness? Now, I talked a lot about how, there's this fear, right? There's this apprehension because we're afraid that we're not going to perform up to certain standards, that we're not going to be able to show everybody what we've been working on, that kind of thing. And the thing you need to think about is that really what it comes down to is that feeling of, or fear of, failure. We're afraid to fail. We're afraid to, not put our best foot forward. We're afraid to make mistakes, right? And what I'm trying to tell you right now is that no matter how much you prepare, no matter how many times you do reps, no matter what you do to mentally prepare for that moment, no matter what, because we are human and because we are not perfect, we are going to make mistakes. So, people talk about, we try to go for that perfect run through, that perfect, rep, or that perfect show. And the thing is, it's not really possible, and it doesn't exist. Maybe once in a while, you know, somebody has this perception with you know, oh my gosh, that was completely perfect, I couldn't have done any better, and like that was just like, it was amazing, right? So I mean, yes, we can definitely have that perception that, you know, we didn't make any mistakes and it was absolutely perfect. Of course, there's always going to be something that you know, you can nitpick to say that, you know, it's not perfect, but for the most part, that perfect run or that perfect, you know, performance really doesn't exist. Again, like I said, because we are human, we are going to make mistakes, even if it's something small. So the thing we have to accept, right, is accept that we are going to make those mistakes, and we cannot be afraid to fail. We cannot be afraid to make mistakes, all right? So the thing is, when they do happen, you have to try to think, okay, cool, next thing, next bar, next count, next lick, next chart. Always think about that. Don't dwell on any kind of mistakes or any imperfections along the way. Just focus on the moment, and whatever happens, happens. Your next focus is what happens next. How are you going to perform to the best of your ability on that next count, that next bar, that next phrase, that next chart. Does that make sense? Cool. All right. So, you know, and that's just going to help us out overall with how we perform, how we approach, the run, and it's going to just make you a better performer overall. It's going to make you drum better overall. Okay, so I guess that's the last thing really I wanted to say to help you guys out. If you are feeling nervous before a run through, before a show, before a competition, just don't be afraid to fail, right? If some of you guys watch basketball, you know, I'm a huge fan of the Lakers, the Los Angeles Lakers, which is a basketball team. And when they were winning championships, there's this player named Derek Fisher. Not the best player on the team, not the best player by any means, but you know, he was always the guy that make the big shots. It's like the Lakers are down, 2 points, and he'll make a 3, at the end of the game to help them win. This guy can hit those shots under pressure because what he said before is that he's not afraid to miss, right? So it's like he has the ability to make those shots under pressure because he's not afraid to fail. He's not afraid to miss the shot. Okay, that is what's going to ultimately make you successful, because guess what? Now you don't have that fear, you don't have that apprehension. Yeah, you might be nervous, but at the same time, you're going to go through your routine a lot more effectively because you don't have any physical, manifestations of I'm going to change things up on you now, and now you can't do the thing that you practice doing over and over again. You're going to stay calm. You're going to go through the process. You're going to maintain your form, under pressure, because you're not afraid to fail. This absolutely applies to drums, so this is how you maximize the practice time you have, you maximize the preparation you do. This is how you're going to perform and drum to the best of your ability when the lights are on, when the judges got their tape recorders ready to go, and you have that big crowd, just waiting to see what you guys are made of, all right? So that is my tip for you guys today. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, just if you're seeing me for the first time, hopefully you can find some value in the information I'm providing for you today. And feel free to scroll around and see my other videos. I have a bunch of stuff like this. The goal for me is basically to just give the marching percussion community, the marching band community, the music community something of value, and something that's just a little bit different than what you normally see out there on the internet. Maybe even something a little different than what you get when in front of your instructors and your coaches and things like that, because that is what I want to provide. I want to provide value, and I want to provide something different. I like to bring up topics that we basically don't talk, in my opinion, don't talk enough about. So, and I just want to take the best lessons from the marching band activity and drumline and things like that, the marching arts, whatever you want to call it, take the best lessons and just amplify it to a greater degree. Because this lesson I'm teaching you right now, in terms of performing at your best at a competition or something like that, or a performance, this can apply to anything that you do, right? This can apply to sports. Like I said, I had that callback to, the basketball thing with Derek Fisher and the Lakers, and it's just like, if you're going to get ready for a big presentation at work, if you're going to get ready for a singing competition, whatever the case may be, this applies everywhere in your life. That is what I'm trying to provide, and that is why I'm going to help make America drum great again. Because like I said, I'm going to provide something different. I'm going to provide something of value that maybe you've never heard of before. And I just want to talk about things that we don't cover enough in our activity, and I just want to magnify it to a greater degree to help everybody out in a different way, okay? So again, thank you guys so much if you've been watching. If you like this video, please do me a favor, hit that like button. It really helps me out, helps out the channel, helps it grow. So make sure you do that on your way out. And if you have any questions, or if you feel like there's a topic that you would like for me to cover, please leave that in the comments below. And if you have not subscribed yet, what the heck are you waiting for? Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. For those of you guys who are subscribing and watching every video, I always say this, but I really do appreciate you guys watching and tuning in every single week. I put out a video every week, so make sure you guys look out for the next one in the next 7 days or whatever the case may be. And please, if you find this video extremely helpful and you think somebody else could benefit from it, please pass this along, share it on your social media channels, and I would really appreciate that as well. And hopefully the person you're sharing it to will appreciate the information that they're getting. Okay, cool. Thank you guys again. I'll see you guys next time, and peace out.